Hey everybody! Hey everybody! Alright, it's working. I love it when it works. Let me organize some stuff here and let's jump into it. Freaking exciting culture catch up yet again. We back, we chatting, we living large. Fix these. Camera. Alright, everything's looking good. Who we got up in here? Dream Studio, Galaxy Spider, Jake, welcome. Daniel, thank you for joining. Empire, Daniel Gata, Sotos, Tammy, Roman, Sean, Galaxy Spider, how you doing today? Clay Daddy, how you doing? Manette, welcome back. Sean Bell, is that Bell Boy? Yo, let me just go ahead and do this real quick. Done. Guys, Bellboy is a mod for all of us everywhere across the friggin' map. So everybody say hello to Sean Bell. Gaming fan, how you doing? Aaron Rohde, welcome all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And yes, much like Galaxy Spider said, make sure to like the stream if you feel like it. Maybe. All right, what's everybody excited about this week? We had a lot of exciting news, a lot of exciting stuff happening. Gaming fan jumping right into it, saying, I'm guessing the 4 dates for 2024 are Deadpool, Blade, The Mutants, and Captain America 4. I like it. So you're thinking no Fantastic Four then. How you doing? How y'all doing? Everybody, thank you for joining. Tristan, how you doing? What do you guys think? So we got these new dates in 2024, and we're all trying to figure out what they are, obviously, because that's what we do. 4 movies in 2023 and 4 movies in 2024, not including, you know, the extras. Jake Hedge, thank you for the super chat sticker. Always supporting the channel, always helping out, and huge thank you to you, mate. Jake Hedge, our second member of all time by literally 2 seconds, but always supporting the channel. You hope Deadpool's still rated R? Word on the street, Cigar, is that it is going to be rated R. Kevin Feige has talked about this. It sounds like that's the direction they're headed in. So, you know, I would be surprised if it wasn't rated R. Do I think Shang-Chi will come out in 2024? So here's the thing. I don't know what they were expecting from Shang-Chi. And it's an interesting one and a difficult one because if they weren't planning on it coming out earlier because they didn't anticipate it having as much success as it currently is, maybe they might shuffle stuff around to get a second one out. I don't see them necessarily reorganizing all their plans to get a second one out. And there's so many other movies and projects that they have to get out that it's hard to readjust and move stuff. Be like, oh, well, Shang-Chi did really well, so let's push this forward a year or 2 years. You know, so between the Fantastic Four and the Mutants, which they already have been talking about since 2019 when they acquired them for $1.4 billion, which is a lot of money to sit on something. You know, so you have those. You have all of the cosmic stuff. So Guardians of the Galaxy, your Thor movies, the different spread outs where you're going to get from those, the Marvels, that entire storyline with Captain Marvel, Nova, which Kevin Feige says he wants to get out in the next few years. Okay, so all of those. And then you have everything going on Earth, the Young Avengers, the New Avengers, the Dark Avengers, the Thunderbolts, all of this different stuff. It's important to remember there's just so much Marvel's doing right now. They're literally just a spider web of content that to say, oh, well, let's push, you know, Mutants back 2 years so we can do Shang-Chi is difficult. Jake Hedge with another $5 saying, wow, calling me out a second still, huh? Shake my head. You won't ever let that go, and I won't either. You know, we will never let that go, Jake. You were second. You were second. You lost to Snapped Away. Teague, how you doing, my man? Won't be able to be here for too long, sadly, but glad to be here. Thank you for joining, Teague. Huge appreciation always. I think it would hurt sales too much if it's not our Marvel's going to risk the ticket sales for a PG-13 Deadpool. Okay, so back on Deadpool, and this is a topic if you can see, let me change it so I can point properly here. Right here, that's a comic book of Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, and right here is a collection of all of the graphic novels that Deadpool has ever been in. So I'm a big Deadpool fan. I'll talk Deadpool all day if you guys wanted to. I love Deadpool. I've actually loved Deadpool for a very long time, since before he even had his first movie. And then Ryan Reynolds became Deadpool, and it couldn't have been more perfect for me. I loved it. Let me see if I can get one more light on in here. It's a little dark, isn't it? Do 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 do. But yeah, no, Deadpool will be rated R, I believe. It's gonna be part of, the cinematic universes that we're getting. It's gonna be part of everything. Ryan Reynolds is such a hot actor right now, both physically and on topic, that I don't see them not giving him the respect he deserves. I actually have created a perfect idea of what I would love to see Deadpool 3 be. Y'all talking about Blade? Let's see what's going on here. Let me answer some questions. Raw Premer says, what do I think about Thor Love and Thunder? I think it has a huge job after Thor Ragnarok. I know a lot of you guys and many of the people I talk to daily love Thor Ragnarok. They love what they did in that movie. It was even more Marvel than most Marvel movies. Taika Waititi absolutely just crushed it. It was fun. It was hilarious. It was serious. It had consequences. It kind of had everything in the movie. So I think following that is going to be difficult. But from what I've heard and what we've seen, it looks like they are definitely going to be putting up a Valorant adversary to Thor Ragnarok. I'm excited to see it. Thor's fantastic. Chris Hemsworth, another gorgeous man. Very excited for that. Black Widow or Shang-Chi? You mean in a fight 0%? I would say Shang-Chi. I think he's a very, very powerful character, and people don't necessarily know about him yet. And those who did in the comics know what he's really capable about. J-Catch says, it honestly seems like there's too much they have on their plate, and I don't know how they are going to get all of this content out, but I heard they are doing 4 to 5 movies a year. So right now in 2023 and in 2024, we're expecting 4 big screen releases, cinematic movies, and then probably 3 or 4 Disney Plus releases as well. So a lot going on, Jake. You're 100% right. The real question, and you guys let me know what you think, are you excited about this? Or are you worried that it's going to mean some stuff's going to get lost in the cracks? Because there is a lot going on, and it's all going to lead to something crazy, especially when we start opening up the multiverse. We start talking about, Galactus far out in the horizon. We want that to happen. You want the Fantastic Four. You want mutants. The mutants have enough story to create an entire Infinity Saga. And just in the mutants, there's so much there. So how are we going to have all these characters introduced without brushing past stuff? Or are we just going to have to wait for a long time for all of this stuff to actually make its way to the big screen? Chris, can I beatbox? I don't know. I can't beatbox. No, I can't beatbox. That's not a thing I can do. Do you think anything from What If could come to live action? Of course, any of it's possible. I don't think that's the main priority right now, because like we were just talking about, there's so much going on, so much happening, and it's very hard to say, oh yeah, let's grab these characters over from What If. We have so many characters who we haven't visited yet. Why are we going to go ahead and start revisiting characters who we've already seen in different bodies? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of craziness, and I'd be surprised if that's the direction they're trying to go. Jake says, bro, Shang-Chi can't even beat his sister. I don't know if he's the best at hand-to-hand combat. Hey now. He didn't fight his sister. So, everybody relax. Bell Boy. I guess I need to call you Sean Bell here because that's your name on YouTube. Welcome to community member. Thank you for supporting another one of our ventures. All over the place, this kid. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. I actually kind of like how members work on YouTube versus Twitch, because you get the little badge, but you get the green name. You really pop out, and in comment sections on YouTube videos that I post, you get the badge and you show up. You get the emotes. I don't know. I think they do a really good job of making members feel special on YouTube, Whereas on Twitch, it's almost kind of brushed away. You get the badge and stuff, but I like that they changed the name color. It makes it a lot easier for me to see. But thank you for joining. I do appreciate that support. They're going to introduce the mutants not for a while. I think they're going to start sprinkling them in there. They're not going to address the mutants for a while, but we're going to start getting mutants. The question is, how are they going to show up randomly? And there's a lot of ways they can do it between the multiverse, all the stuff going on with the Eternals, anything that can alter or change DNA of people. Everybody who is blipped got this dormant DNA, and all of their kids are mutants, and stuff like this. That is very possible. I'm curious to see what direction they choose to go with it. One moment. Check this out in a second. Save in chat. All right. So we'll have to see. Definitely excited to see how that works out as well, though. Hey, Chris, mind if I borrow your PS5 for a few years? You can have my PS5 because I don't have one. So it's all yours. That's why I haven't been getting the alerts on time, but we straight now. Why haven't you been getting the alerts on time? What? You didn't have noties on? That's okay. Thank you for jumping on over here, my man. Hello, Chris. Hello, everyone. Jamie, thank you for joining. Loki Season 2 is going to be amazing, and that is 100% accurate, yes. My name can't be tooken. Okay, Galaxy Spider. Should I rob someone's PS5? You can try. Didn't they already do mutants with New Mutants, though? So that was technically part of the Fox universe, wasn't it? That was the last Fox universe project. That wasn't actually Marvel Studios. That was an association with Marvel. So that was part of the Fox universe. What do I think about the Punisher? I think he hasn't been given justice on screen just yet. I think I'm waiting for a really good one. Bye, Teague. Thank you for stopping by. Fancast Percy Jackson. People keep asking me to fan cast some stuff, and some of it's fun. I'm going to do a Hercules, live-action Hercules. The Russo brothers are directing it. I'm going to do a fan cast for that because I think it would be a lot of fun. Like Ariana Grande as Meg. Stuff like that. I think that would be a good one. But for stuff like Percy Jackson, I think they should just find new actors and create a character. I feel like that's just the best way to go. How many of those new release dates for Disney do you think are not Marvel movies, or are they all listed as untitled Marvel projects? So for 2024, there are 4 untitled Marvel projects confirmed. So 4 cinematic movies, not including Disney Plus stuff, happening. So definitely that. That's that. Shambel, I did, but it wasn't all noties, so only was getting it when you were posting videos and not when you were going live. Well, the live shows is where it's poppin'. It's where it's poppin', Bellboy. It's actually been fun to do live shows because having done YouTube for so long with Warren and with me on this channel, you post videos every day and you comment and stuff. But here I've actually really gotten to know a lot of you guys, like Jake and Galaxy Spider, and a lot of you guys where like it's on Twitch where you get to talk with people daily. It's a lot more fun when you're live, I think. You feel like Blade is an anti-hero? So he's a monster hunter. So it depends if you're pro-monster or not pro-monster, really. Fox X-Men is god tier, in my opinion. The first 3 were pretty good. One of the X-Men individual films and Logan were really good. But the recent ones weren't so good. Dark Phoenix was garbage. Apocalypse was terrible. X-Men Origins was terrible. But a lot of the original ones, I grew up watching those, and I thought they were a blast. But that might be an age thing, because I'm an old man. I wonder what other 2023 and 2024 Marvel movies will be. So we've got a few that we can choose from. Ant-Man Quantumania, and I'm trying to think what the other one. The Marvels, those are guaranteed for 2022, 2023. You have Black Panther 2 coming out in 2022. Doctor Strange coming out in 2022. So then into 2023... we're trying to figure out where the Fantastic Four is going to go. And a few of those Deadpool 3, the ones we've been talking about for a long time, that's going to be 2023, 2024. 2022 we already pretty much have figured out. Chris, did you like Will Smith who played Deadshot? I didn't have a problem with the first Suicide Squad, to be completely honest. The thing that they didn't have was the suicide. The craziness, that was what James Gunn did better. was, they killed a ton of them. They were nuts. There were a bunch of them. It was kind of unorganized. It was all crazy. They were turning on each other. The Suicide Squad that we got originally was just kind of a little underwhelming in that aspect, in the actual Suicide Squad of it. They were almost just like a superhero group opposed to the Suicide Squad. I was way into the original X-Men movies. Yeah, I was too, Jake. I had the games, the storylines. I watched them a bunch of times. I had them again on VCR. Plugged them into my television set and watched them. It was a lot of fun. Dark Phoenix was all that, but you can't have an X-Men movie without Wolverine. Was all right, you think? 0%? That's all right. A lot of people like what they like. I just think that the X-Men movies became really flashy and less substance. The acting wasn't always that great. Stuff like that. Days of Future Past was good, along with X-Men X2. The Wolverine was good, along with Logan. Both Deadpool movies, and First Class. First Class was all right, but I agree with everything else on your list, Daniel Gatta. I think Days of Future Past was really good. X-Men 2. Wolverine was fantastic. And Logan. And both the Deadpool movies. Although the Deadpool movies kind of exist outside the X-Men universe. But they're in it as well. What if Spider-Man committed suicide? That would be very dark, and I don't think that's going to happen. What's my favorite Marvel movie of all time? I'll never know how to answer this. I like to say Iron Man because it's the classic. I don't really know what my favorite number one I could watch this movie the rest of my life would be. It's hard. There's so many of them and they range and they're so different. That's the one thing about Marvel that I think they've really nailed. Not just their cinematic universe, but everything. The different shades with the different directors. You have Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain America, two completely different movies that exist in the same universe. You have, Age of Ultron and Avengers Endgame, two completely different movies that exist in the exact same universe. It's so crazy to compare and to contrast, Shang-Chi and Ragnarok, two completely different movies. So how do you compare those? They're completely different genres almost. It's hard to say, oh, this one's better than this one for me. I struggle with it. What Sony movies were getting too along to go with MCU during those dates? I don't think we have the SMU dates yet. We don't have all the dates for the movies. We only have ideas of some of the projects. Like we know we're getting, what's his name now? Spider-Man character, the Hunter dude. What the heck? What's wrong with me, guys? I need a drink. What the heck? Why can't I think of his name? The Hunter. Tom Hardy was playing him? No, it wasn't Tom Hardy. Who the heck is playing him? I don't even remember. Forget everything I'm talking about. Wolverine just had no chance against Magneto, and it killed me every time. He got messed up in the originals, and they kind of made him too powerful, I think, in later movies until Logan. Yeah, I think people loved him so much they just had to keep the torch. People fell in love with Wolverine because of a lot of those live action movies, and then you had the animated, like TK's talking about. I was an innocent child when X-Men cartoon was a Saturday morning show. Nightcrawler was your favorite character. All of that stuff made kids who grew into adults, who grew into old adults. Kraven, thank you, Levi. Thank you. Kraven the Hunter. We know that movie's coming, but we don't know when. That's what I think is going to be going on. What's my prediction for Spider-Man versus Venom or a crossover? When will we, if ever, get that? So I don't know. I have a guess. It's not really a guess. It's more like a fan theory. I don't think this is going to happen, but I think it would be very cool. So Spider-Man No Way Home. Everybody follow me. I'm answering Jake Hedges' question. This is what I think this is how I would do it. In Spider-Man No Way Home, I would kill Tobey Maguire. I would keep Andrew Garfield in this universe because his girlfriend, Emma Stone, died. There's nothing for him to go back there. We can even say, Aunt May's dead. Everybody that he knows and loves dead. So he's going to stay in the MCU universe and help out Tom Holland. Or we can say that he gets sent into goes back to his universe, and that's the universe where Venom lives. I would have Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man go up against Venom. I would keep Tom Holland in the MCU to do MCU stuff. And I would make Tom Holland Spider-Man not in Venom. And then I would give Andrew Garfield his third movie, which will be with Tom Holland, or with Tom Hardy. And that will be the third of each of them will have Spider-Man versus Venom. And I would leave that up to Andrew Garfield. Tom Holland is in the MCU doing the MCU stuff. He isn't over with the Venom stuff. He isn't over in the, the Sony Craven the Hunter, whose name now I remember, Morbius, all that. It's Andrew Garfield responsible for that. I think that would be the most interesting way to do it, the least confusing, and, you know, that would still leave room for a different Venom in the MCU if we wanted. That's how I would do it. It's going to be difficult to know how they want to do it. I doubt that's going to be the plan. That's how if I was directing all of these movies, if I was Kevin Feige, I'd be like, okay, bring me 3 Spider-Men, kill Tobey Maguire, because that would freak people out. It would be such an emotional event. And then Andrew Garfield either goes back to his world, which is the same world that Venom lives in, or stays in the MCU and Venom comes that way through him. That really is how I would end up doing it, though. And then Tom Holland does his own thing with Marvel. He can stay an Avenger, a young Avenger, whatever the future of him is going to be. I think that's the best way. Whew. Aaron Taylor, thank you guys. Thank you so much for helping. I completely lost it on that. Craven will be played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. Exactly. So I think that all of that stuff, all of the Sony stuff needs to stay in Sony's universe. I don't want it coming over to the MCU. They've got some interesting movies. They've been doing a decent job. I just don't want it to be intertwined with the MCU like they so desperately want, which is why they want Tom Holland to be the one that fights Venom. I just don't think that should happen. I think Andrew Garfield gets his 3rd film, Venom versus Spider-Man. You know, Minette, I actually posted a tweet. Let me go check what the number is. I've never had my Twitter's pretty low, like pretty pathetic. I only have I'm not doing great on Twitter. I try really hard. I'm going to drop a link now if anybody's interested in following. But I just had a tweet blow up. I'm going to see where it's at because I literally had to turn off my notifications. Like, it was insane. I couldn't sleep last night because it was buzz. Yeah. Has 1,904 retweets and 13,000 likes. And it was about Mephisto. It was a meme. It was really good. You can go check it out there. I never had a tweet blow up so much. But I think people are just... Mephisto's such a meme right now. Do I think there will be a Venom 3? Yes, I absolutely think there'll be a Venom 3. Whether or not they'll get Spider-Man or not, I don't know. I do not know. You don't believe in social media? You're on social media right now, Jake. YouTube is social media. But don't delete it because of that. It's not social media. Stay here. Yep, Tom Hardy did sign to do a Venom 2 and a Venom 3. However, they actually always have the right to cancel that whenever. You know, Aaron Taylor Johnson had 3 movies signed with Marvel, and he only did 1. It doesn't mean he won't come back somehow, and those were the movies, and they were always planning on it. But they can cancel the contract and pay him extra money whenever they want. He doesn't actually have to show up in a 3rd. So if Venom 2 flops and nobody likes it, then, you know, maybe we won't get a Venom 3. New Spider-Man by 2024? I'd say 2025. We could see Spider-Man in one of those movies, maybe, in some of the team-up movies. But I don't think we'll get a Spider-Man movie until at least 2025. I'd say 2026. What's my favorite Marvel duo? Spider-Man and Iron Man or Captain America and Bucky? My favorite Marvel duo is neither of those. It's Spider-Man and Deadpool. I don't believe in it, bro. I guess I'm out now. Gotta get out of here. Dang it, Jake. Well, at least leave me the deed to your house first. Just to let you know, Andy Serkis worked with Andrew Garfield before, and now he's working with Tom Hardy. To me, that's kind of weird. Do you agree? I think that means there's a lot of opportunity. You know, Sam Raimi's doing Multiverse of Madness, and now all of a sudden we're getting Tobey Maguire. You know, there's definitely opportunity when that happens. So we'll have to wait and see. I just think the way I line that up is what I would like to see. I don't think that's actually what's going to happen. Is this about what everything else I talk about? You know, Levi, that's just kind of a part of the future at this point, and I'm not saying that with a happy face or sad face. I just think that's something we should get ready to expect. You know, we're getting the new Little Mermaid, and we're getting all these different things that have different connotations of that kind of political weight. I don't actually watch everything always. So I don't know what he was talking about specifically. But, yeah, that's something you should probably expect. But, again, we talked about this a lot. I just try really hard to not let it bother me and to ruin my experience of these movies. Jake Hedge, I'll give you the pink slip for my car. I guess that'll do. It's not a house, but I can live in it. I actually don't have a car. I have a motorcycle, and that's it. What big announcements do you think we'll be getting during Disney Plus Day? I think we'll start getting some of these announcements, Sean, and that's why I'm really excited for Disney Plus Day. I think that's going to be a good opportunity for us to see all of the different projects, get a little bit better direction and vision. Maybe we'll get a Deadpool update. This is a new event, the Disney Plus Day. So I don't know how much about the movies they're going to talk. You know, they're not going to be talking about the cinematic releases on Disney Plus Day. They're going to only be talking about these are the TV shows we're getting. So we'll definitely get like the Marvel updates about what we're getting. Maybe Midnight Suns is going to get a TV show or something, and they'll announce that stuff. But I don't imagine we'll be getting a lot of information about the movies during Disney Plus Day, right? Unless they're doing like same day releases, in which case maybe they could use that to sneak it in there. But I wouldn't expect that. If you had social media, Jake, you would know. I'm just kidding. Let me show you. This is my bike. I love my bike. My wife has a car. I have a bike. Warren has 3 cars. Well, 2 cars and a truck. Let me minimize this. Let's get rid of Matrix because we don't need that anymore. This is my bike. It's a 2016 Triumph Scrambler, 900 cc's, air-cooled engine, matte blue. And it is gorgeous. Freaking love it. I freaking love it. That's my bike. There you go, right there. There she is, ladies and gentlemen, in all of her glory. She's a lot of fun, Jake. A lot of fun. And now let's go back to Culture Catch Up. There we go. Who can't wait to see Venom 2? I think everybody's pretty excited for Venom 2 Galaxy Spider. Raw Premiere. How do I think the Punisher could fit into the MCU if he were introduced into the movies? I think they're getting into the dark monster hunting stuff. So Ghost Rider, Blade, Elsa Bloodstone, Doctor Strange will be involved in that. Dare I say the word Mephisto. All of those characters are going to start popping up in their own little realm with the Midnight Suns, the Monster Hunters, and I think that Punisher could fit into that very easily. Do I think we will get Book of Boba Fett trailer on Disney Plus Day? I feel like that's really late since it only comes out a month later. Maybe we get a first look or something. I would hope we already had a trailer by then, though. November 12th, and then on the 22nd, I think, is when we get Book of Boba, or 26th. I cannot wait for Disney Plus to come to South Africa next year. That's super exciting. I didn't realize you guys didn't have it. That's a bummer. That's kind of how it is. Yay, Culture Catch Up. Thank you for joining. Manette, wow, you got a wife? Why are you so surprised? Because I'm ugly? Yes, I have a wife. She's a Twitch streamer, and she's a blast. She's Alley Cat official. She joins here a lot, and chats out with us guys. Projects that I want to see in the future of the MCU: The Silver Surfer, Captain Britain, Young Avengers, and Secret Wars. I like those lists. We are getting a Secret Wars Disney Plus series. I don't know if we'll get a Silver Surfer movie solo film anytime soon, but I would love to see one, and I think that would be fun. The Triumph. I want a Daytona 600. The Daytonas are nasty. The Daytonas are a lot of fun. You'd probably want to get 1200 because that's a lot more fun. But regardless, the Daytona's really nice bikes. Who will win the Sinister Six or Spider-Man? I don't think the Sinister Six will be either created or ended until the end of the next Spider-Man movie. I don't think the Sinister Six are going to disappear. I think we're going to get a little bit more of them. Venom 2 was so close to coming out on my birthday. It was only 1 week earlier. Well, there you go. Almost there. Shout out to Alley Cat. Yes, shout out to Alley Cat. She's not home right now, but she'll be streaming later today on Twitch. I'll plug her shamelessly. Alley Cat Official on Twitch. Everybody go follow her. She's a lot of fun to watch. She does a good job. She's better at video games than I am, which is why she's the Twitch streamer, and I talk about movies because I'm a lot better at movies than she is. Enjoy your vids. Hello from Cape Town, South Africa. Huge bucket list goal of mine to actually make it to Cape Town, South Africa. So hopefully one day I can. Thank you for joining. It's a pleasure. Sean Bell is a moderator on Alley Cat's stream. He knows. We call him Bellboy over there. Something just buzzed. Okay. Bro, you are not ugly. You are gorgeous. Thank you so much. Oh. He said I'm gorgeous. I think Jake has a crush on me, but we don't talk about that too much. You found Alley Cat's channel? There you go, Manette. That's my wife. What's my favorite character? Deadpool. That's why I have Deadpool emotes. When you become a member, you get my Deadpool emotes. Has anyone / Chris seen Steven Universe? If you have, cool. I've never even heard of Steven Universe, so no, I haven't seen it. Excuse me while I get a beverage. I'm out of water. Ugh. I did it. It's a bromance, Chris. Get it right. I still think you have a crush on me regardless. My favorite DC character? I was always partial to Batman and the Joker. I love those two. You can see my Batman poster back behind me. I'll check it out, Galaxy Spider. It's called Steven Universe. I'll check it out. I know they're kind of basic answers, but I've always been partial to Batman and Spider and Joker. I love their relationship. Their comics are a lot of fun to read. Their animated shows are a lot of fun. I always have some type of weird beach shorts on, Jake. Whether they're pineapples, flamingos, palm trees, beach leaves, shells. I always have waves, something like that. I'm a big beach bum. If you couldn't figure that out by the face. Got my Billabong shirt on, my wave necklace, my hat. I'm always wearing some type of beach or board shorts. Do I think we will get another Green Lantern movie, but with a different actor? I mean, eventually, yes. We're going to get everything again. DC just keeps running circles around themselves. Sean Bell, cheers. My MCU Infinity Saga phase ranking. 1, 2, 3. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So they're in order. Do I go to the beach a lot? Not right now. I was born and raised in Florida. Lived there for the first 23 years of my life, and then I moved to Utah. Because Warren wanted to move out here. I was actually planning on going to law school. Dropped out of law school to do YouTube, and now I'm living out here. I'm looking to actually move back to Florida within the next year or so because I miss the beach, and my family lives out there, and my wife wants to go back out to there. She don't like the snow, but I'm going to Florida in 2 weeks, and I'll be at the beach almost every day. There is no crush. I love Chris like a nerd brother. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it first. You heard it here first. Jake loves me like a nerd brother. And I love Jake like a nerd brother. He's always here, always supporting the channel. And not just for that. It seems like we agree on a lot of things as well. Spider-Man No Way Home is on my birthday. Well, happiest birthday to you. That's coming just around the corner. My brother's birthday is the 22nd of December, and my birthday is the 25th of December. So they were very close to my birthday and my brother's birthday. Halloween or Friday the 3rd? Halloween is my favorite holiday, fun fact. Whew. Do I think Spawn or Hellboy would fit in the Midnight Suns even though they are owned or Marvel characters? Any of those characters would fit in the Midnight Suns. I don't imagine they would be a part of it. I think the Midnight Suns team would be Doctor Strange, you know, if he eventually backs out of all the Avengers stuff because of all how busy he's been, and he gets involved in like protecting the realm from demons and stuff. So Doctor Strange, Blade, Morbius is in it originally, even though he is actually a demon. Elsa Bloodstone, Deadpool's in a version of them. Ghost Rider is a version of them. And a lot of times they fight Morbius in the comics. So it would be interesting to see how that is. Wait, your birthday is on Christmas? Do you get twice the presents? My birthday is on Christmas, and I'm actually not a huge fan of it. I feel like I only get one day out of the year to look forward to get a big, huge celebration. That's why I like Halloween so much, I guess. I pretend that's my birthday. Um, but my parents always did a good job of making me feel special, I suppose, on Christmas. I'm just not a big, huge fan of the day being my birthday because you have to share it with everybody. But it's okay. Sharing is caring. Doctor Strange comes out on your birthday? That's a wild one. I cannot even start to talk about how excited I am for Doctor Strange, guys. Doctor Strange is going to be an absolute game changer. It's going to be a new genre of Marvel movie. That's going to be my quote for you. It's a whole new genre of Marvel movie, and that's what I'm expecting it to be. Wait, my birthday is on Christmas? I already read that. Twins, yes. Harrison, how you doing? I would love for Fantastic Four to be one of the movies in 2024. No pun intended. I mean, if they don't release it on like April 4th, 2024, they've missed out on releasing Fantastic Four coming to theaters near you on 4/4/2024. That would be really fun to say. Who do I think is a perfect casting for Ghost Rider? I think I would have loved to see Keanu Reeves do it, but I think he's too old now. I don't know who I would have do it instead. Definitely not Nicolas Cage. I don't know. It would be an interesting one. Spies in Disguise came out on my birthday. Bunch of movies come out on my birthday because they always release movies on Christmas, especially like the Star Wars movies. Oh, guys, I'm going to get to see Visions. I have to see Visions. They just sent me the link to Star Wars Visions. I have to watch it. The anime Star Wars show that's coming to Disney Plus. I have to give that a watch. What I dressing up for Halloween? When I lived in Utah, Halloween was so weak and I was depressed about it, but I lived in Provo, so I don't know how it's like where you are. I'm in Lehigh. I don't know. There's a lot of kids. So that's fun. But I go back to Florida, so I'm going to Florida soon, and I'll be doing the Halloween Horror Nights event at Universal. Florida does Halloween pretty hard, so I'll be getting my Halloween fix. And then they do good harvest stuff here. They have like the what's it called? Thanksgiving Point harvest pumpkin patch and stuff that they do. That's a lot of fun. You like Nick Cage as Ghost Rider? No. Michael Myers, Halloween, or Jason, Friday the 3rd? Definitely Michael Myers, but Scream above both of those. Ghostface is one of my favorite slashers of all time. I love Ghostface. I'm super excited for the 5th one. I don't think if you know this, Chris, but correct Marvel Comics, DC Comics. I don't know what you mean, Antonio, so no, I don't know this. When I was little, I dressed up as Olaf from Frozen for Halloween. I remember specifically I dressed up as Darth Vader one Halloween, and this is in Florida, and this thing was so complicated. It had a long sleeve shirt, and then a fabric that went over that, and then a heavy plastic piece, and then long heavy pants, a cape, and 2-piece helmet. And it was so hot, because in Florida in October, it's still like 90 degrees with 103 billion% humidity. So as the night went, I literally would slowly undress, and I had nothing left but like the cape by the end of the entire thing. I was in my underwear and in my cape because it was just so hot. But, you know, you got to get as many candy as you can. Disneyland around Halloween is cool too. Yeah, Disney, they do in Orlando, they do the not so scary Mickey Mouse Halloween party, and I've never really been about that. But Universal, Universal are the original creators of horror, the genre. They started with the original Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, like not Brendan Fraser, like the original Mummy. All of the original horror movies actually are properties that Universal created and came to fruition with on the big, well, at the time, the silver screen. And I thought that it was really fun to get in all that, Phantom of the Opera. So they have all of this stuff that they pull out and all of these professionals. And the Halloween Horror Night event, I haven't been to the one in Hollywood, but the one in Orlando is just, I believe it's the premier Halloween event in the world. It is so much fun. Good evening from Scotland. Thank you for joining. Where are you about? In Edinburgh. Thank you for joining. Did I see the reveal or hear about Insomniac making a Wolverine game? I'm hype. He's my favorite Marvel hero. I did hear about the game. It looks a lot of fun. I can't promise that I'll play it, but we'll have to see. Do I think Doctor Strange will get hurt in Spider-Man No Way Home? I don't think so. I think he's going to be very important, and he's going to be left with a lot of mess to clean up. Chris, if you ever come to Texas during October 16th to 31, they have Fright Fest. That's a lot of fun. I'll have to keep that in mind. What do I think is the worst scary movie in my opinion? Everybody always asks me what my worst or my favorite and I answer the same thing. There are so many different genres. It's hard to compare a slasher movie to a torture movie to a suspense movie to a demon movie to a ghost movie. Paranormal Activity and Poltergeist are different than Scream and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You gotta really break them down into their sub categories, their sub genres. So my favorite slasher, Scream. Ghostface I was Ghostface for like 6 Halloweens in a row. I even got the one where you would push the button and the blood would drip down your face. I think as far as, suspenseful, like demon movies go, in the Insidious trilogy is very, very comprehensive and a lot of fun. If you've ever seen Bly Manor on Netflix, that's a fun historical movie. It takes you through the storyline very, very well. It's not necessarily jump scares, but it is a suspense thriller. And you see literally in the background unanswered Easter eggs of things haunting the house the entire time. I highly recommend that. You're going to watch Malignant tonight, and I'll let you know how it is. I heard it was way out there movie. I'm excited. I heard all of that, and then a bunch of people I know went and saw it, and they said it was actually kind of underwhelming. But let me know what you think, Jake. I'm actually curious to hear what you think. Not in Edinburgh. Well, that's the only city I really, really know in Scotland. I have been to the... Ooh, I don't want to speak ill. Wait 1 second before I say something stupid. I actually almost said something dumb. I almost said something dumb, but I stopped it. Ha ha ha. Well, thank you for joining, Heat. I appreciate it. What's up, Chris? First time joining the live. Lutzenheiser. Is that your name? Lutzenheiser. Thank you for joining, buddy. Good to have you here. Make sure you ask all your questions about this week. Culture Catch-Up, for those of you who are first time joining, is a fun experience podcast live show that we do where we answer your guys' questions about all the news from the week. There's a lot of movie news always happening. You get trailers that release. We got a Matrix trailer this week, which nobody's asked me about, and I'm disappointed. That was a fun release that we got. All sorts of different Spider-Man news, leaks. We just got a new Marvel slate for 2024. So ask any of your questions about any of that. Right now we're talking about horror stuff, which I'm completely fine with. I love horror. One of my favorite genres out there. And that's what's going on. POV, you're Chris, randomly looking something up. I don't know everything, guys. I gotta Google a lot of stuff sometimes, or I definitely have to double check what I think I know. It's funny. Warren and I do 24-hour nonstop research on all of the leagues, all the stuff going on. So when it's time to make a movie, or not a movie, a video, you're sitting down, we record. I have my whole lab set up here next to me. You're sitting there like, what was the date? Oh, who was the source for this league? And you have to go freaking look it up. But sometimes you remember stuff and you just spit all the news out, and it's like, ha 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 ha. But then you make a mistake and everybody laughs at you. Lao Tzenheiser. Well, thank you for joining. Sorry for butchering your name. Hey, what happened to the live stream Thursday? What do you mean the live stream Thursday? I did it. I was there. Where were you? Which is your favorite Matrix movie? I gotta say the first one. The third one's really good. But the first one's just so... You're sitting there trying to figure out everything that's going on. Your first time ever watching the movies, if you don't know anything about them, the first one is really exciting. It's a lot of fun. I thought it was good. It got me excited. It was a lot of explosions and CGI and stuff, but they weren't giving us a plot trailer. It was kind of like a teaser trailer. Later on, they'll give us more of a full, comprehensive trailer. I think will be a lot of fun, and... I'm hoping to see how the plot's going to be, but I think that the trailer was a lot of fun. I'm going to mess it up again. I might just call you, let's see, I might just call you Heiser. How does that sound? I'll remember Heiser. Because I'll forget Lausenheiser. Hey, community member Lausenheiser. Thank you for joining. I'm still only going to call you Heiser because that's just easier. Everybody, welcome Heiser, community member. It's an elite group of individuals. Wait, Chris, did you watch any ghost shows like Ghost Adventures? I've seen so many of the Ghost Adventure shows, all the Netflix shows like Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor. So the ones that are based on fiction, the ones that are based on nonfiction. I've seen so many of them. I think they're a lot of fun. I don't know what my stance is actually on ghosts, but it's always fun to watch, and I definitely believe in spirits at the very least. Who is your favorite Spider-Man? Garfield. Oh, my favorite Spider-Man girlfriend? I always had a huge crush on Emma Stone. So it's hard to say it isn't Emma Stone. I think Zendaya's pretty gorgeous as well. But it's probably Emma Stone. Gwen Stacy's. Emma Stone, probably definitely her. Based on the Marvel Studios slate, there will be 5 movies in 2023 and then 4 movies in 2024 to add on to that. Hey, it's Alley Cat. Everybody say hi to Alley Cat. That's my wife. They don't believe you're my wife. They think you're too hot to be my wife. They think I'm lying. They said, Chris, you have a wife? And I said, yeah, it's Alley Cat. And they said, no, you're ugly. You can't have Alley Cat. She's too hot for you. And I said, no, she is, but no, I'm cool too. I do have a question about the Matrix, says James. I didn't notice until someone pointed it out, but there is like a film showing that looks like the first Matrix in the background. There is a scene where there's a lot of screens and they show all sorts of actual scenes from those movies in the background. I think there's going to be a scene where either Neo remembers or experiences, his consciousness. And it'll be interesting to see. I did notice it when I watched it. Yeah, I watched that trailer about 1,000 times. Perfect time to ask that question. When Allie hopping in? There she is, Alley Cat. She just showed up. She just graced us with her presence. Look, Sean Bell. You know Sean Bell, Alley Cat. He is now a mod and a member on my channel. How you doing, McCarg? Mikkel McCarg. How you doing? Welcome. Hi, Alley Cat. Isn't Chris gorgeous? Some people think I'm good looking. Some people think I'm good looking. It's a never ending competition, me and my wife. We're trying to always be like, I'm prettier. No, I'm prettier. No, I'm prettier. Although last night we were having like a punching conversation. Marina, thank you for dropping in. Hello, how are you doing? And thank you for the super chat and supporting the channel. It means a lot. Chris, do you know how I met Keanu Reeves last year when they were filming Matrix 4 in my city? That's super cool. Was he as cool as he looks, as seems? Did you meet him, like talk to him? That's super awesome. Oh, my throat's drying out on me. Smithy, how you doing? How you doing? Keep them questions coming on in, boys. We'll finish up here in just a little bit, but I want to get anybody else's last moment questions. Have I heard that Venom, Let There Be Carnage, might be 90 minutes long? I did hear that, and it's rather concerning, actually. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit of a... Well, really? It's the shortest Marvel movie, I think, of all time. And, yeah, it definitely makes me wonder, like, what's going on over there? That's, for a movie that's going to introduce a completely new villain and potentially kill him and hopefully not kill him, which might be okay if it's short, I'm really worried that it might only be 90 minutes left. Chris, I did do carpool karaoke with Warren. Hey. You saw that video? It was a lot of fun. I did it without you. Yes, Galaxy, I'm sorry. You weren't invited at the time. The View with Drew, welcome to the stream, says, which third installment of a movie franchise do you think is worse? Transformers, Dark Moon, or Matrix? Definitely Transformers. I liked Matrix Revolutions. I know a lot of people don't. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was really good. Punisher or Morpheus? You mean like in a fight? I would say Morpheus, just because of his experience. Jake says, I'm very concerned. The last one was very short, too. There was like 20 minutes of credits. Yeah, I think they're definitely... I don't know if it's a budget thing or if they're trying to stick to the story and not add all these details or if they just don't know what else to add. But I think it's going to be a little short. Alley Cat will be happy. She ain't like long movies. She thinks movies are too long if they're past like an hour. What do you think will be said? Sorry, I lost. What do I think will be the price for the new movies on Disney Plus that release on Disney Plus 45 days after theatrical release? I don't know all the news. So everything going on Disney Plus right now is kind of crazy. They kind of scattered after they got sued by Scarlett Johansson for Black Widow and all that stuff. I don't know what their plans are. Hopefully, I think they're going to kind of hold off on all that until Disney Plus Day, and we'll get a lot of answers on that. Heiser! Not only are you a member, but now you're dropping some super chats. Says, joined late, but I saw some Phase 5 news. What's going on? So at the moment, the news for that, Heiser, I'll give you a little recap real quick, and anybody else who wants to throw their guesses in can. Marvel has given us 4 new movie dates for 2024. We don't know what they are, but they have released untitled Marvel project dates. So people trying to guess what they are, and I think you can expect, Fantastic Four maybe, Deadpool 3, Mutants, maybe a new Avengers film, or the Captain America 4 film to fill some of those slots. That's the Phase 5 news. I heard the rumor that MJ will die in No Way Home, and then Peter does some magic to bring her back, but she doesn't remember him. Have you heard that one? I haven't heard that one, but I have heard that I have heard a separate rumor that pretty much everybody dies. Here's a rumor that says Peter's going to die. Here's a rumor that says Tobey Maguire's going to die. Here's a rumor that says MJ's going to die. Here's a rumor that says Ned's going to die and then turn into Hobgoblin. And they're all separate. They're all separate rumors as well. So it's pretty crazy. Do I think Free Guy will be on Disney Plus? Hulu. I think they'll put it on Hulu. So far, all the Fox stuff has gone on Hulu, but I would like to see it on Disney Plus. That'd be fun. I would watch that movie on repeat. Fantastic movie. Jake Hedge dropping another fiver, saying "Dono Party." Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Wouldn't it be a bummer if they kill Carnage in Venom 2? I mean, Carnage is such a great character to explore. There is a lot to explore with him. All the symbiotes are a lot of fun to explore. I love the scene when the trailer when Venom's like about to fight him, he's go, "Oh," and disappears. I was like, "Where are you? Come back!" And he's like, "That's a red one." Like, there's all this information that not only comes from the comic, but they can recreate that I'd like to get answers for. And if they just kill him, I feel like that'd be boring. Deadpool 3 is definitely the one I'm looking the most forward to. I'm looking the most forward to that as well. I hope they do something really, really fun with his introduction into the MCU. And I don't doubt that Ryan Reynolds has some really fun tricks up his sleeve for that. Do I think Avatar 2 will really come out next year, or do you think it's inevitably going to get delayed again? I think we might get it next year. There's nothing that should stop it. They've already finished filming the third one. That's how long it's been. They've finished filming the third one, and we're guaranteed 5 of these. I think it's going to be too many, and I don't think they're going to be exciting as the first one. The Avatar movies were the first ones to really explore CGI the way they did, but now it's just kind of a common thing. So pretty much all Avatar is to somebody looking back is Star Wars meets Pocahontas. And I don't think that story alone is compelling enough to excite people. So they're going to have to do something pretty crazy moving forward with the lore of the Na'vi to make that a fun show to watch. Whew. I hope if Marvel reboot the X-Men, I hope it's better than the past movies. If Marvel end up getting the X-Men, or when Marvel inevitably end up getting the X-Men rolling, it's going to be fantastic. I can guarantee that. Could they put an Ironheart movie for Phase 4? I believe we're getting an Ironheart Disney Plus show. So, probably not. Hot take. Avatar is bad. No, that's not a hot take. I don't disagree. I think people got excited about the CGI and the visuals of it. I don't think necessarily the story is that good. It's really just a rewritten story. It's Pocahontas. It's 100% Pocahontas. It's kind of cool to see, him turning into the big blue Na'vi character and all that stuff, but it's not a fantastic story. It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. You and I, Eddie, are the same. Carnage, you and Eddie are the same. Is it true that Marvel is making a Disney movie about Hercules? Not only is it true that Disney's making a live-action Hercules, it's being directed by the Russo brothers, and it's being written by Dave Callahan, who wrote Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So a pretty stacked group of people in charge of this film, and I'm pretty pumped to see how it turns out and who they're going to cast for it. Will Aquaman have blonde hair? He said on Instagram he was going to, but then they released these images of him in his suits, the stealth suit, the blue and black one, and then his regular classic one, and he didn't have blonde hair. So I don't know if they're trying to hide that secret, but he said it on Instagram. He said, I'm going blonde. So I was expecting it, yeah. Sean says, what do I think will be the theatrical release year for Disney's upcoming Haunted Mansion reboot? They've been announcing casting for the Haunted Mansion reboot fairly recently, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I heard Owen Wilson's going to be in it. I would imagine a year and a half. If they're trying to do a exclusive release on Disney Plus, like kind of how Netflix does exclusive releases, it would maybe within a year. Imagine a Matrix DC crossover. That'd be kind of crazy. Gotham is just in the Matrix. It's not real. It's hard to go out with friends when you got Chris at home. That's me. Are you all watching me right now, or are you hiding in the bathroom watching me? Because I'll shout out the bride. That is true, Allie. Galaxy Spider is not wrong. Jake was complimenting my pineapple pants earlier, so you better watch out. You leave me at home too long, Jake's going to sneak up in here. Do I want Chris Pratt to be adult Hercules? I have thought about who I want to be adult Hercules. I actually think Richard Madden, who is going to be playing Icarus in the Eternals. He's from Game of Thrones. I think he'd be a lit Hercules. I think he's a good-looking dude. I think if he just got a little bit more jacked, and he's already pretty jacked to begin with, I think he'd be a really, really cool Hercules. Thank you for having me, Chris, but I have to go. I really enjoyed chatting with you. Have a nice weekend. Thank you, Antonio, for stopping by. I appreciate it. The Haunted Mansion reboot will be a theatrical release, I believe. Okay, well, then I would say probably in a year and a half I would expect it, especially since they haven't really started it yet. They've probably written it, and they're starting to announce cast. They haven't started filming. So filming will be at least 3-4 months, and then on top of that, editing's another 3-4 months. Then you have the trailer and marketing. So it's about a year and a half. Raw. All right, I got to go get some more beer. I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And Chris, have a great day, and don't get into trouble. LMAO. No promises, Raw. You never know. I think the Russo Brothers could make an amazing Star Wars movies. I think the Russo Brothers could make an amazing movie at anything they do. They do their research. They take their time to see what the fans want, and they create something a lot of fun. Kit Harington as Hercules. He's a little scrawny and kind of scrappy looking. I love Kit Harington, don't get me wrong. I just don't see him as a Hercules. I'm super excited to see him in the Eternals, though. Will Eternals connect to another past Marvel movie? I think they're planning on using the Eternals to explain something very big. Now, I don't know if that's going to be mutants or not, but regardless, that's going to be the story there. I'm interested. I'm really excited to see Eternals. I think it's gonna have something more important in it than people have expected so far. So you really think Aquaman 2 and Avatar will come out on the same day then? No, I don't necessarily think they'll come out the same day. I think one of them will end up either moving forward or backward, depending on what happens with the box office moving forward. Shang-Chi is probably giving people a lot of excitement and encouragement to release their films, just because of how well it's doing. Just typical Bachelorette stuff. Well, okay, Alley Cat. Sounds like boring. Falcon and Winter Soldier came out on my birthday also. Oh, my goodness. First mutant in Eternals. You know, I think that's a possibility. Although technically we did get Ursa Major in the Black Widow, and he is definitely a mutant. They didn't call him a mutant. They didn't recognize him as a mutant, but he is a mutant in the comics. I think they need a Marvel movie. Maybe. I don't necessarily think that's a requirement or that we need it, but definitely something that would be fun. What if we get a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic live action trilogy? That's a lot to deal with. That's a lot to deal with. Do you think Adam Warlock would be part of Do I think Adam Warlock would be part of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? I think he originally was going to be. I don't know if he's going to be anymore because of the firing and the delay and the change. The MCU is a different place now than it was going to be when this movie was originally going to be made. So they're remaking this movie later on now, and things have changed, so I think a lot of it's going to change. PewDiePie, 100%. Blade and... I don't think we're going to get the Fantastic Four till at least 2024. Blade should be 2023, yes. Is What If going to have a multiverse? It is all in the multiverse. So What If lives in the MCU multiverse. It's just not on the main MCU timeline, the sacred timeline that we saw in Loki. These are all events happening in different timelines. Multiversal War, maybe at the end. I don't know necessarily, but always possible. We definitely want a part 2 for Zombie What If episode. I hope we get one. I don't know that we will. Think we will get a 300 reboot. I know that Snyder actually pitched one, and I mean, eventually somebody's going to want to remake the movie, but I don't know. Nova and Adam Warlock need to show up, and I think they're working on both of them. That's what's going on. They're working on both of them. Kevin Feige's been trying to get Nova in for 6 years. He's been telling us he's promising Nova for 6 years. Now's a good time to do it if we get a cosmic movie that can explain it, or if they just do a Nova solo film because of Thanos destroying Xandar. But we'll have to see. Hi, Alley Cat. Your husband and Warren both have great channels covering Marvel and other movies. Hey, that's me. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. New things coming I'm looking forward to the most is Moon Knight and Blade. I hope they don't woke those up. So I think Moon Knight and Blade are going to really lead us into Midnight Suns. The Monster MCU verse is going to be a lot of fun. I really, really like that. Also, your channel is very cool as well. I've checked it out. He's talking about you, Allie. He thinks your Twitch is cool, I presume. Do I think there will be a Doctor Strange 3? There's no reason for there not to be. Imagine a Marvel Zombies animated series. That'd be fun, and I think maybe this is all an experiment to see what fans got most excited about, and moving forward, they'll do that as well. Okay, I have to go. It's 3:08 a.m. here. Had a great time talking to you. We'll catch up in the next catch-up. Can't wait to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by and for joining. And guys, go ahead and start throwing in your last questions. I try to keep these to about an hour long, and we are slightly past that time. So let me know what you guys think of anything we've talked about or any other questions, and I'll answer a few more, and we'll call it a good day. Thank you guys so much for joining. I love this hour is always so much fun chatting with you guys, hearing what you guys think, your questions, your opinions, your takes on stuff. It's a lot of fun. My favorite 21 Pilots song. Ooh, I listened to 21 Pilots since a long time ago. Well, way before Blurry Face. Guns for Hands is probably one of my favorite ones by them. If everything Marvel is canon now, including the old movies, how do you think that will work in the future? I mean, I think it just gives them the opportunity to connect and grab anything that they want to. Like anything they want to have happen is a possibility for them. DC's doing the same thing with the Flash movie. They're opening up all the universes, and it'll be a lot of fun. Heiser says, what is the next Disney Plus series coming after What If? It will be Hawkeye, which is exciting for a few different reasons, because it could be the beginning of the Young Avengers, and because the Black Widow post-credit scene where we saw Valentina is trying to sick Yelena on Hawkeye now. So there'll be a connection there. Maybe we'll get some Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts news as well. Do you think there will be a Captain Marvel and Black Panther 3? I think there will be a third movie for all of these heroes. That's how they do it. There's no reason for them to change that. All of these heroes and teams will end up getting third movies. That's their MO right now. And then you have Spider-Man who's getting a fourth, and Thor who's getting a fourth. These are characters who are really going the distance. Do I think the Russo brothers will direct Avengers 5? The Russo brothers have actually stepped away from Marvel after Infinity War and Endgame. They said that they would be interested in coming back for a Secret Wars storyline to direct that specifically, but we'll have to wait and see. I know there's a lot going on right now, so it's just so hard to tell. Imagine if we get a similar scene of the portals from Endgame, but with variants. That would be kind of cool, and they're running at each other, fighting each other. Jake says, I mean, I don't have anything else to ask, but I love the show and shooting with you and everyone in chat. Thanks, brother. Thank you, Jake. Always a pleasure chatting with you and everybody else. Like I was just saying, this is one of my favorite parts of the week. This hour where we sit here and talk. For that reason, all of you should make sure to join the Discord, because we do continue talking about movies, not just here, but all week long in Discord. So everybody who's interested, jump on in there. And if you're also interested, here is my Twitter. I'm also talking about movie news there, and you can hit me up there as well. But I think we're going to go ahead and call it there. We'll give it a big old stop. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this, part of the channel, part of the show. You make it a lot of fun. You make it very possible. And you guys are the reasons I hit go live every week. I'll see you guys next live for the next What If on Tuesday night. And stay tuned for other videos, reactions, releases, Easter eggs, leaks, all that stuff going out daily right here on the channel. Thank you guys so much. Much love. Take care.